Well, welcome. I'm sorry I'm an hour late, but I just woke up. Had a rough day today. Rough day. But did make it over to Wix and got a new batch of superfill. Boy, what a difference that made. Now I did finish off the fillets on this. We got them roughed in. Of course, I'll sand them and go back and detail them if necessary. You know, if they're not quite right, I'll go back and fill them wherever I need to. But the biggest thing is we want to get a weight on what do fillets weigh? What does all this superfill on this whole airplane weigh? I'm anxious to know. We're going to find out right now. You got to have them, so you know, it's one of them things. They don't weigh much. $27.1, 26.7. Now, instead of trying to use my brain, I'm just going to get the calculator. They don't weigh much. So let's get, where's my calculator? Oh, there it is. I should have done this in grams, but I wasn't thinking. I did it in ounces. I can figure it out. 27.1, 26.7. Less than a half an ounce, 4/10. So a half an ounce is 15. 7.5 is a quarter. About 11 grams is what the fillets weigh. Pretty good. Pretty good deal. Now I'll keep this piece of cardboard because I'm going to detail the fillets. Let's change scope. I still need to smooth on a little bit of that, but I need to smooth it out a little bit first with some sandpaper so it's not a big knot on there. Come on. There we go. We'll put it there. I think it's time for a new mouse and keyboard. It just doesn't work very well. I think the paint environment and all this dust kind of hampers it stuff. Hey ho he. It's still pretty fresh. Not quite ready to sand. I think they gum up the works. You know, I can't seem to get. It's about time for me to get out my foam pad and take everything off the bench and start working on foam. I can't seem to get through with one of these models without poking a hole in the tissue. Usually the glue bottle is what does it. So I got a hole I poke right there. I mean, it's a good repair. You won't be able to tell. It's just the idea, you know. Why can't I get through with one of these without poking a hole in it? Hey, Jonathan or Jose. Well, it ain't beautiful yet. It's got a long ways to go. There'll be many hours of sanding. And I'm just not sure how much sanding you guys want to see. I mean, you guys didn't want to see the covering. I just did one wing. I've covered all that stuff previous videos. We're at the point now that makes or breaks an airplane. Yeah. 40 ounces is good. I mean, I like 40-ounce airplanes, but if you're going to build these big ones, it's hard to hit 50. And this is 700 square inches, so just to get it in the 50s is tough. Doable. I've done it, you know, but it's tough. What's grit paper? This is 180. I wonder why it's acting so goofy. 400. No, it's 320. Okay. It'll get its first sand out, or it will get a sand out. Then I'll stripe these ribs with a striping brush, a couple extra coats of dope, and then we'll start spraying. We'll be spraying tomorrow, I think, if I can get get a sand out tonight, which I just got up from a nap. I should be able to do a rough sand out tonight so I can paint tomorrow. Let's predict the weight here. 27.1 is where I'm at now. 27.1. There's 17.3 ounces of hardware. Oh, but just say 20. 27. That's 47. I'm in there. I'm in there. I'm gonna have to get everything together and weigh it again. The engine and prop and tank. All the accoutrement. Don't want to sand on them ribs too much. We don't have much dope on it. It'll sand right through quick. Just want to fill out the tops. Still got to sand them fillets up, but like I say, they're pretty fresh. Pretty fresh. Oh, shit. That turned out nice. It's not quite dry enough to sand. Make the paper dry. These top ones I put in last night. There's no extra paint on these. Well, there is. Now that I think about it, I put it on for that. But they blended right in. Yeah, blended right in. So I figured I wouldn't bore you for an hour. I'd just hang out here for half an hour and sand away. See, I thought I had a smaller smaller polygog. Where's a smaller wog? Right there. We got a smaller polywog. I think I'm going to make the canopy orange. Because there won't be any other orange on the airplane. I'm following Winfred's advice. Make the canopy a color that's nowhere else on the airplane. Let's see here. A half A Cobra and the Plancho's too. Yeah. A half A Cobra. I would kick a little offset in it. Hopefully you got some motor offset in it. Half A is not like a big airplane. It's you know, I got 2 or 3 degrees motor offset in this, so having a straight rudder, it's airfoiled. You know, I don't want it flying in a crab, but a half A doesn't have a whole lot of line tension because they don't have a whole lot of power. So I would put a little in it, you know. Yeah, there's a slight bit offset of rudder in this, but there's a big proportion of motor offset in it. If people tell you not to do something, think for yourself. Don't follow the leader. Think for yourself. Yeah, I found my little block today. Where did I set it? There, right there. Good, good. Let's see. Yes, tip weight is good on a half A. Tip weight is good on any plane. I try to build my airplanes where I start out with a 1/4 ounce of tip weight. The more asymmetry you have in the wing, the less tip weight you have to carry. When I get ready to bench trim this, I'll show you how I figure out how much. Now, the other Viper that I just did, I had to end up adding tip weight. And that's the reason being is I didn't have enough symmetry in it. That's why the corrected version is the correct amount of symmetry. I had 3/4 in that one. There's inch and 1/4 in this one. Oh yeah, that's better. It's a sandathon now. I'll be sanding for a month. Put it on, sand it off. Put it on, sand it off. So, like I say, I'm only going to spend half an hour tonight on this because I don't want to bore you guys me watching me sand. But I figured I'd get on here and give you an update. Yogi, if you keep that up, I'll have to get it to blow a hole in the walls to get my head through. Four-tenths. Well, that's what fillets weigh. 4/10, half ounce. Hey, Marcel. Fillets add 1/2 ounce. Or thereabouts. Here pretty soon, I'm going to start stripping the Junar and getting it refinished. We're gonna cut it up. We're gonna make it look a little different. Different rudder and different bottom block. This is the key to a light airplane. Lots of this, lots of rubbing. So we got 6 minutes left on this show. Like I said, I don't want to bore you with sanding. But it's starting to come along. It's starting to look pretty damn good. I mean, they all look like crap at this stage. Ah, this stupid mouse. Pretty good fillet job. Kept it small. Yeah, it's a little too wet. I put them fillets on when I got back from Wicks today. Touch these up and then put these on, so these aren't ready, won't be ready to sand until tomorrow probably. These were put on last night. Oh, man. Feathering out my little carbon fiber patches there to keep it from cracking. I'll come back with some acryl green and go over that so that they feather real good. Those are so important. I don't have them on the bottom yet on this, so I'll come in here with. I'm gonna sand these first. These are really high. Sand these first, then come in here with a razor blade. Put some super fill over the top of them and blend them in. Yes, it is. I don't think I'm going to make under 50 ounces on this. I'll be right at 50. 27 now. $27.1. Let's see. 27.1 plus 17.3 for hardware. No, I still could still could make it if I'm real frugal. That's 44 ounces, 44.4 ounces with no paint on it. So that leaves me 5 ounces. That's only 5 more coats of paint. So it's going to be tough. Be a lot of sanding to get it close. Of course, that's 5 coats of paint left on the model. Yeah. Where's my 400? This is 400 paper. There's so much sanding to do on this, you can't believe it. Boy, I don't want to cut through that. Better be careful. I better start getting some more clear on these ribs. Get my stretching brush and start stretching them ribs before I start sanding crazy. Had a hole there, poked a hole there, poked a hole out there. I straightened up a body line with this little long file here that I made. Salt and the sanding. Yeah, hiya, Jonathan. You're in on the last part of the show because I'm not staying on here and sanding without listening to some background noise. Anyway, let me show you what I did to straighten out body line. I might get some guide coat. Now, guide coat is carbon; it's not paint. You just give a coat of guide coat to the whole airplane, and then sand it all off so you can tell where you've been. But I'm working on this hard line here, where you attach the turtle deck to the fuselage side. Right there, there's always kind of a break or a line. Now, I've paid attention. I glued it with white glue, but it doesn't matter. It's still there. So in order to get that out, I've taken a long file like this. Same thing I did on my Thunderbolt, only I did it with a woman's fingernail file. Because it had a real round fuselage. I don't want to go to Walgreens and buy all the ladies' files. How many files you want? All of them. That lady thought I was crazy. That's good. Well, it's a coming. Wait till you see it in paint. I intend this finish to be better than the last one. We're going to sand more and fix more of the buggers before I shoot any paint. Other one's pretty nice though. Trust me. We haven't had any weather to fly. I need to get that out and fly it again. So my goal is yeah, I know. I need to set up an Amazon affiliate store. I don't think you get much out of it, but something better than nothing. I'll look into that tonight or tomorrow. Getting that because there's a lot of shit that I use that I get from Amazon. I mean, the Jungle website. That turned out good. I have not gone to VSC. It's a long damn ways. That and if I go, I might get homesick and move back there. I'm not from Tucson, but I am from the desert. Then if you move back there, it's a long ways to the Nats. Being in the Midwest here is pretty handy. I mean, there's a lot of contests, and well, there was. I miss. We had the Peoria contest, the Bill Zimmer's contest. That was a good contest. We used to have the uh, I can't remember the name of the fort now in Indiana. We had a contest in Indiana Skyliners put on by Jack Sheeks. Of course, all them guys are gone. We had the Paducah contest that I made all the time. Then we had one down in where Byron Barker was from. I can't remember what the name of that town was. And the Chicago con. We had lots of contests here in the Midwest. Now we're down to. I'm down to Brodak, the Nats. Of course, Dennis had a Detroit, or not a Detroit, but Indiana contest. We got the Bob McDonald Detroit contest. We got the Chicago contest. They're all within 500 miles from here. Tulsa contest. I used to go to that quite a bit. I noticed that there's a guy on here now who used to fly with the original Tulsa Blue Daubers when the field was at the other place where I crashed my my jet due to high winds. You're going to fly in Tulsa, expect high winds. But it's a good contest. of course, it was Alan Brickhouse's contest, Paducah. Then there was the Memphis contest. All these contests are drying up because everybody's aging out. I'm looking for Ted Winterman. I think he might have passed away. I hope not. I'm going to have to drive to his house to see. But that's a good sand out there. That'll look bitchin' when it's done. Yeah, that's why I love sand. Well, I wasn't a desert person till after I came back from the service. I grew up in Los Angeles, in the hood. So that's why the hood here doesn't even faze me. They think there's gangbangers here. We saw a guy today, it was yesterday, walking around with his pants on his ankles. Pull up your damn pants or take them off. Yeah, can be lots of hours of sanding. These are light. These are half ounce. It'll probably be 3/4 that once I get the paint on them. But I have done everything I know to keep this as light as possible, including a secret that I'm not going to say to anybody because they'll say, "You can't do that." Yeah, I can. I just did it. He's about ready for a spray coat. I get these fillets doctored up. We'll spray on some, spray the rest of this concoction right here. Thin it out once again and put a coat on it. It should be really blue when I spray it. And then sand it again and then shoot my one coat of color on it. Sand it. And then the inner coat clear. Then start the graphics. We're not far away from starting the graphics, but the thing here now is because I want this a super nice model. If you watch Windy videos, he'll spend a day on one flap getting it perfect. Well, that's where I'm at now. I'm at getting it perfect. So I don't know how much work it's going to be after I spray that first coat on. We'll be able to see go. It might look like hell. Like right here, there's a bunch of spots, like you can't see on the rudder right here on this side. There's a couple of spots, one on the top, one on the bottom, that I either have to go around with acro green or put a little superfill in it. I'll probably use acro green because it's about 1,000 times faster than superfill. But it's not much. It's just I got to go around and get all them spots, and them spots take time. It's all about time now. So I figured for the canopy, here's what's going to happen with this. It's going to be light blue, 4 or 5 different color scallops. It's going to go whoop, 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 and then there'll be scallops inside, something similar to what I've seen in the 60s. They did on those airplanes. Then of course I'm going to do my traditional nose. That ain't my car. I'm going to do my traditional nose scallops in 3 colors of blue, then an orange canopy with a silver outline. Yeah. Well, I ain't far behind you there, Terry. And most of my friends are dropping off like flies. I'm going to leave a fleet of airplanes like nobody's ever seen. But you know what? They'll end up in the trash. Nobody will want them. I'm hoping that, if something happens to me, you guys on the forum will buy them for my old lady. She can give her the money. Take all this stuff and, give a reasonable price for all this stuff. I'll try to rip her off. There's quite a few $1,000s worth of airplanes up here. Building my retirement. Well, I stayed on 10 minutes longer than I wanted to, or I guess we can run the full hour. We're this far along, might as well. That's 320. That's 400. Ted's 85. I've known him 35 years. I met him when he was 50 years old. I knew Hayjack when he was 50 years old, and he died at 80 something. I can't remember. And of course, Jim Lynch passed away. He's 80 something. I open that stunt book, of wins, and I look back and go, man, I knew them guys 30 years ago, and where are they now? They're gone. Everybody's gone. I think back what a good time we had 40 years ago. Let's fix this flat. Tired of looking at it. Here's my scalpel. Scalpel. Yep, and let's enjoy each other while we can, because it don't last long. It doesn't seem very long. You're gonna use my hinges. You got to clear the hinge after you put the tissue on, because the tissue, or unless you do it like John does, he covers them with the hinges out. But I don't like to. I like having them all together. But his system of hinging is better than the one that I came up with. A little heavier because you got a carbon rod and a long hinge wire, but it's more in line. Harder to screw up alignment. Yeah, stud hanger museum would be nice. All it takes is money. Hoping one of the guys donates us some. I have a hard time just keeping us going. I'm gonna have to call the server and see when the bill is due, the full bill. I don't even have enough to make the year yet. I'll end up going in the hole some more. That's why I say I got to get a job just to support stun hanger. I think I'll do that tomorrow. I'll call the server and see when we're due. I used to be able to call them people anytime, day or night, and get somebody who spoke English in Utah. They have since sold it, and you can't get anybody on the phone without 1,000 button pushes. When you get them on the phone, they're in the Philippines. And they make me so damn mad. Especially like when we're attacked by China, and I got to do I can reboot the server from here, and I can do a lot of things from here, but there's some stuff I can't do. In-house only. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, it'll change the appearance of it. It's just tinted blue now. And I get that pearl on there. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint one of the elevators with the pearl before I paint the rest of the airplane. See if I'm going to like it. If I don't like it, then I'll take it off. Or maybe I can do some pearl panels. Thank you very much for the super chat, Jonathan. Super sticker. Oh boy. We got a sticker. That makes it worthwhile tonight. If I could get the mouse to work. There we go. Show that. Alrighty. Thank you so much. What I hope is you guys get something out of all this stuff, because I put a lot of effort into it. And as John Sukulak said, there's not this content offered anywhere on the internet. There is several guys doing build videos, but they're RC build videos, which is they're basically the same, but there's nobody live streaming their builds. And I feel that's because of the mistakes. Because mistakes are made, and they will be made. And the trick is knowing what to do to get out of them. I'm not afraid to show you my mistakes because everybody makes them. And you just have to be sharp enough to get out of them. Damn. Damn, Sam. Yeah. Well, we're definitely coming down to the end of our hour now. I stayed at half an hour longer than I was going to. Just for the simple fact, you guys, there's nothing on TV except garbage. And I'll spend till midnight tonight sanding on this thing, getting it ready for a coat of spray for tomorrow. Maybe. Oh, good. I think. Well, building these airplanes that I do is the same as building an RC airplane. The same. The only difference is that I don't have servos. It's the same shit. I have a bell crank. I'm a mile ahead of where I was a year ago. So many thanks. No problem. I'm passing what I know on because nobody else will. Everybody at the Nationals on the front row knows exactly what I know, as far as building goes. That's not true. Because there was some airplane this year on the front row that anybody can throw paint at an airplane and make them pretty, but you got to be able to put paint on it and make it light. And that's no offense to the guy I'm referring to, because he's come a long way since I taught him. But you got to get off the paint can. If you can stick to my diet of 1 quart of dope, or very, very close, you know, you can cheat a little bit. Very, very close to that 1 quart of dope, you're going to end up with 6-ounce finish. The secret to a good paint job is not what you spray on, it's what you sand off. Here I've spent 20 minutes sanding on this flap. This flap is ready though. And I got to do that to this whole airplane. Is it any lighter now? I don't know. It's probably. Well, thank you, Terry. Yeah, it's pretty hard to be dedicated to it. I mean, I did have a time, 7 o'clock. I was late today, but it's pretty hard to do a program every day and not miss. The days off that I can take off, I still stream anyway. What the hell? There we are. Oh, I got a sand inside there. Forgot. Might as well get that. Might as well finish this out when we finish the stream out here. Take your polywog. I've got the concave areas here. I got silk span down in there, so it's got to get smoothed out. The flaps don't drag. Okay. Oh yeah, make them work smoother. Clean up the hinges on that one over there and sand on that one. This side's basically ready. I need to get some 600 paper. Now, don't stand too much on these rips. They don't have much dope on them. There's only 3 50-50 coats on these wings. They're like a dragonfly wing. You can't be hogging on it. You gotta get some more dope on them before we really lay into them. And I have to get the, I'm gonna my striping brush and paint all over just the tops of the ribs again. That's a must do on beam wing airplane. Otherwise you'll sand through the ribs. Now remember, you guys, when I started this exercise, I showed you how I mixed the blue into the clear. And I told you that it'd be blue before I started painting. Here you go. Same if it was red, of course it'd be salmon or pink, but it would have that red hue. All right, our hour is up. Thank you very much for the super chat. Like, subscribe, and share. I'll be back tomorrow with some type of insights. You know, maybe spray this, sand it, whatever. Depending how far I get tonight. I've got to go ahead and super fill these spots and get them drying, but I want to grind them off. Yep, get some silk span from Brodak. Buy your dope from Wix Aircraft using code STUNT10. They see that code come across quite often. All right, like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya. If I can get this stupid thing to work.